The more scarce, the more rare something is, the more value it is going to have. The more abundant something is, the more plentiful it is, the less value it's going to have. Okay, this is why something like, say, college diplomas are becoming less and less valued, right? Because they're becoming more and more abundant, especially with this push for free college using your tax dollars, right? Allowing students, just anybody and everybody to go to college and get a piece of paper, a diploma, and graduate, right? The more of those we have in society, the less value they are. I mean, even to this point now, I mean, I do a lot of hiring. I don't even care if they went to college. I don't look at that. I don't look at their diplomas, their schooling, or anything like that. As a matter of fact, in the past, I found that people who did go to college that I had interviewed, not only with my business, but with my previous company. I did some interviewing when I was at AT&T for people for my team. I've noticed, like, the higher educated they were, the more entitled they were, the more, like, the higher pay they wanted, which is understandable, but the less work they wanted to do. They didn't want to try. They didn't want to put in the effort to match their pay, and I get that, right? I was kind of like that. But I mean, college in itself, just diplomas, are completely overrated. So I don't even know why people still go to college. I mean, it just intrinsically, it just does not make sense anymore, just because diplomas are just not valued. I mean, there's some jobs where, yes, they still require that, usually with old school companies. I don't even know why. I just hire the best candidates based on past performance, and I usually have like a 6-month probationary period, and I see how they do, and I let them know, like, okay, if you don't cut it after that 6 months, gotta let you go, right? But I've found people who did not go to college, who don't have a diploma, seem to try harder and seem to be less entitled, and they're willing to perform and be to be judged on their performance versus, oh, look, I have this fancy diploma from this fancy school. Doesn't matter anymore, right? Doesn't matter anymore. So, and that's just with school. I mean, I've often made the analogy when it comes to simps, right? When it comes to simps are everywhere, right? Beta males, they're everywhere. Being blue pill, that's everywhere. Being woke, that's everywhere, right? Just doing what society and the establishments wants you to do, that's everywhere, right? There's no value in that, right? This is why women do not value guys who are simps, who are beta, who are blue pill, right? They don't feel any attraction for them. They don't get wet for them, right? They don't get into romantic relationships with them. They don't get physical with them. What do they do with them? They friend zone them. If they're lucky, right? They get to be in the girl's friend zone. But who do they reward? Women reward bad boys, right? They reward the jerks, the dicks, and the a-holes of the world, right? The same guys that stand up to them, that put them in their place, that talk down to them, that don't allow them to, emasculate them. These are the guys that these women go nuts for, can't get enough of, right? Why? The reason why is because those guys are rare, right? Those guys are rare. I've always said, like, generally about 97% of the guys out there are pretty good guys. They just want to do the right thing and be good to women, the so-called nice guys. Those are the 97% of guys that get ignored, right? But the 3% of guys that, stand their ground and don't let women walk all over them or take advantage of them. You don't have to be a jerk to do that, right? But just have a backbone. These are the guys that fall into that 3% of dude, along with the bad boys, that are hard to find. Hard to find, because so many guys have gone blue pill. So many guys are so weak and pussified these days. So when they find that 3% of guys that are rare out there, guess what? She values that guy. She wants to be with him. She wants to get into a romantic dating relationship with him. She wants to take that risk of, carrying his child for 9 months, getting impregnated by him if that were to happen. Because that is something that is rare to see these days. Just a guy who does not follow whatever the current thing is, right? But has his own opinion, uses his own critical thinking skills. That is attractive to women, right? Because it's rare. And what's rare, what's scarce, immediately has more value than what is not, right? What's abundant. It's kind of like how men value women who have not slept around, right? Because that's becoming more and more rare. Women who've, either are virgins, which is super rare, which is super valued in every culture, in every country, in every continent, in every time period. Obviously, virgins are always prized, right? Because that's just, especially if the girl's over 18, because that is so rare. It's so hard to find. So her value is going to be dramatically higher than a woman her same age who has slept with a dozen guys, or 24 guys, or 36 guys. Right? And then, of course, the woke mafias can be like, no, it's the same person, okay? Her past doesn't define her. It's like, actually it does, right? Much like a credit report defines your ability to pay your bills on time, right? And this is why if you ever move into a new apartment, or you try to buy a car, or you try to take out a personal loan, or you try to take out a mortgage, what is the first thing they ask for? They ask for your credit report, right? The first thing they do is run your credit report. And then based on that credit report, if you have bankruptcies, delinquencies, liens against property in the past, guess what? They're not going to loan to you, right? Because they're seeing like, I can't trust this person based on their past behavior. And then you'll get a really crappy credit score too, right? Whereas somebody who always pays their bills on time, somebody who has no bankruptcies, no blemishes, no delinquencies, that person obviously going to have a high credit score, and these banks, these apartment buildings will be happy to loan out to you and lease you lease you an apartment unit without without anything else, right? They'll be able to trust you. So I always laugh when you see these feministas say like, oh, just because she slept with 25 guys, just because she slept around, that doesn't define who she is now. It absolutely does, right? Because past behavior is a predictor of future behavior. Regardless, when it comes to women, the women that have not slept around so much are the ones that are more valued, right? The women who have slept around a whole lot, those women are not valued, they're not prized, not only from a standpoint of like our evolution where men just don't like that, but also the fact that that's becoming a little too common, right? It's just like, girl who slept around, not only is it gross, it's just too common, right? It's not something that's rare, it's not something that's unique, it's just something that's gross and despicable, right? So, and this goes for commodities too, like gold, right? Why do you think like gold is, is so valued right now? It's because in the 70s we switched from the gold standard to paper currency, to fiat, right? Where now fiat can be manipulated whereas it is, right? Whereas like gold has continued to increase. And now silver is starting to increase. I might actually start picking up some silver pretty soon, just because silver is used in so many aspects of like electronic components and vehicle manufacturing that I believe the price of silver is also going to go up. So what's rare has more value. What's not rare has less value. Okay, just a quick life lesson for you. Right? Even when it comes to cars, same thing. Why is a Toyota Prius not worth the same price as M's DeLorean? It's because my car is rare, right? My car is becoming more and more rare, and it's just going to keep increasing in value as it becomes more and more rare, right? I believe right now there are only like 5,500 DeLoreans left in the world. It's definitely under 6,000. And as time goes by, more and more are just going to disappear, right? And as more disappear, guess what? The price of my car, the value of my car will continue to go up. I mean, it's already gone up almost double what I bought it, believe it or not. I just bought that car in 2019. It's almost doubled in value. Even my Vet has not gone up that much in value. It's gone up a little bit in value since I've owned it, but I've owned the vet longer, and it's definitely not gone up that much in value. I could still get more than what I paid for it. But even the vet, you know, it's like, hey, how come the vet, you know, and I remember when I bought my vet, back in 2017, people were like, no, don't buy that old 65 Corvette Stingray. Buy the new Stingray and the 2017 Stingray. And I'm like, now, why? I'm like, that's a horrible investment because those cars are a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. Right, just like the Prius, it's everywhere, right? So fast forward like 5 years later, my vet is worth more than what I bought it, whereas the 2017 Corvette is worth less than half of its value, its original value, right? You don't buy things that are abundant, right? You don't invest in things that are abundant. Instead, and you don't date girls who are abundant, right? Instead, you invest in things that are rare, right? That are hard to find, that are hard to come by, that aren't plastered everywhere, right? This is why I don't buy brand new cars. I don't like doing that. I think it's a tremendous waste of money. Unless you're gonna lease, you could do that, right? But don't buy this car brand new, you know, if you're not gonna keep it for a whole long time, or if there's not something special or unique about it, right? Just buy a car that's a few years old if you wanna save some money. Or if you want to, you know, like get a classic car, make sure it's something that's, you know, going to be valued in the future. That's value is going to increase in the future. But regardless, that is my lesson for you guys today. It's kind of all over on the map on this coaching lesson. But regardless, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything, any comments you would like to add, anything you would like to share, please drop them in the comments below. Always happy to see you guys in my comments. Always happy to read your comments. And I'm gonna sign out here. As always, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets signing out. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work, if you're learning a ton from my value, if it's improving your life, if you feel like you're getting more value out of your life because of my content, and you're becoming more educated, enlightened, best way to support me is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which is hosted on a private platform. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me. So take advantage of it. All it takes is 2 seconds to sign up. Just click the link below. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now, and I will see you there. Until next time.